GMAT Critical Reasoning Weak and Strong Arguments. Let us understand how do we identify weak arguments or strong arguments. Now in critical reasoning, these are some of the keywords, the most important ones that one should notice when one is reading the text. Most, all, none, every, most, many, some, several, few, sole, must, never, rarely, could, will, always, probably, likely. And remember, this is not an exhaustive list, but these are the ones that you will encounter most. So a good test taker is one who can distinguish between weak and strong arguments. Let's analyze some arguments. Let's do some examples and see whether we are able to identify which of them are weak and which are strong. That's the first one. In the newspapers, we frequently find reports about the corrupt practices of some politicians. As these newspapers are managed by highly respected and trusted individuals, it can be concluded that all politicians are corrupt. So we have to decide whether this argument given is a weak argument or a strong argument. We'll discuss it later on. The second one, some sociologists claim that raising salaries of law enforcing personnel decreases crime rate in the city. However, those who are corrupt will not change their behavior no matter how much they are paid for their services. Increase in salaries, therefore, can't be used as a means to reduce crime. Again, we have to decide whether it's a weak argument or a strong argument. High temperatures on city streets can be minimized by installing large air conditioners that run on fossil fuels. Unfortunately, burning fossil fuels to run air conditioners would create a lot of heat. The heat lost by air conditioner would be less than the heat gained by burning fossil fuel to run those air conditioners. So, installing large fossil fuel run air conditioners to reduce high temperatures on city streets would yield no overall reduction in temperatures on city streets. So let's analyze them one by one. The first one, about the newspapers and about politicians being corrupt. So what's the first premise here? First premise is we frequently find reports about the corrupt practices of some politicians. Okay. Second premise given here is these newspapers are managed by highly respected and trusted individuals. Okay. And the conclusion that is drawn here is that all politicians are corrupt. Keywords we can see here, some and all. So this argument is weak because the first premise is saying that some politicians are corrupt, and that is reported by newspapers. Even if those newspapers are run by trusted people, still this information, even if correct, can't be superimposed on all politicians, and we cannot conclude that all politicians are corrupt. So this is a very weak argument. Second one, what's the premise here? Some sociologists claim that raising salaries of law enforcing personnel decreases crime rate in the city. Okay. Those who are corrupt will not change their behavior no matter how much they are paid for their services. So the conclusion is increase in salaries cannot be used as a means to reduce crime. Therefore, is an indicator used here to show us what's the conclusion. Now this argument is also weak because the behavior of a small number of persons about whom it is said that no matter how much they are paid, they will keep on being corrupt, is presented as the expected behavior of all personnel who might be doing what these sociologists are claiming. So this is a weak argument. Next one. First premise, high temperatures on city streets can be minimized by installing large air conditioners that run on fossil fuels. Okay. Second, burning fossil fuels to run air conditioners would create a lot of heat. Third is the heat lost by air conditioners would be less than the heat gained by burning fossil fuel to run those air conditioners. Now, based on these, the conclusion is made that installing large fossil fuel run air conditioners to reduce high temperatures on city streets would yield no overall reduction in temperatures. So this is a very weak, strong argument. Why this is strong? Because both gain and losses are discussed here and compared. And if we notice, in conclusion, this is also mentioned that the air conditioners that are proposed will also be run on fossil fuels, and these fossil fuels will be the one that will cause increase in temperature itself. So this is this is the case of a strong argument. Okay, that's all for today. If you want to learn more, you can contact us for great scores in GMAT. Thank you.